Hey up guys, just a quick update. I'm about halfway through like the first day travelling over to Huelva from Tenerife, and I just thought I'd give an honest review of what I think of the boat and the experience. Now, I've travelled between Cadiz and Tenerife, or Huelva and Tenerife, I don't recall, 4 times using a car previously, and that was with Armas, yeah, Armas, and not a pleasant experience, to be honest. And you pay a lot of money for the trip. It's just a method of getting from one place to another, really. But the food was terrible, the condition of the boat was terrible, and it's quite clear that they're interested in merchandise, getting from one place to another. A lot of trucks on there, and you can pay for accommodation on that boat. Now, I don't know if this has changed, but when I booked, you got a price for a shared cabin. To get a cabin to yourself, you paid 3 or 4 times as much. It was a lot of money, and it still is. Not my option. Now, Fred Olsen opened a route some time ago, and I've used Fred Olsen to travel between islands in the Canaries. We've been to La Palma. We went to La Palma to look at the volcanic eruption there. I've got some really nice video and photography of that. And I've been to Gran Canaria, and we've been to Fuerteventura. I also went to El Hierro some time ago. That was by boat as well. Interesting fact, El Hierro was where if I recall, where Greenwich Mean Time was originally located. Please check my facts. This isn't a Fiona fact, they'll come later. So, back to the boat. I've enjoyed the trip on the boat so far. The staff, I keep having this phrase in my head. What is it? NPCs, non-player characters, because they seem to have stock responses to everything. They're really nice, they're really polite, but if you want to engage in conversation with them, it's a bit difficult. And I speak Spanish, so it makes things a little easier. There was an English couple, a mother and a daughter earlier, that were trying to get some information, but the member of staff didn't speak really good English, so I just helped out and I translated for them. Because I'm going to do a video of this when the weather changes. It's, as you can see from the light coming in from the cabin window, it's really nice and sunny. We're just east of Morocco at the moment, and we're going up through to Spain, but the weather is due to change, but more on that later. So, regarding the boat, nice and spacious. There's lots of places to walk around. I'm going to do a little walk around the bow, and above there's a small area on this level, and then you go down and you can go right round the bow. You can actually see out at the front of the boat. There's a bar at the back. You go through the bar, and then there's 3 levels. I think the first level is just like a small, what would you call it, terrace, maybe 4 meters wide, the full length of the boat or width of the boat. And then there's another level, that's where the pets are kept, and apparently you can watch your pets on camera, which is quite nice if you've got pets and you're travelling from the Canary Islands over to Spain or vice versa. Very handy. I'll have a chat with the girl that I met earlier, because they're taking pets over, so she can tell me what she thinks of the accommodation for the pets. And then there's a floor above that, which is a lot bigger, where people sit. And I'll do a short video on that, because it's clear that the boat isn't full, nowhere near full. I would imagine a quarter to a third occupation or full, just judging by the car deck. But also when I'm walking around to my cabin, I've noticed that a lot of the rooms are not in use. In fact, they've actually blocked off about a third of the rooms. So the staff, fantastic, can't fault them. They're really, really nice, really pleasant, and the fact that I speak Spanish does help, but they do speak English. I just find it easier to speak in Spanish, because if I want something or I want to be understood, I prefer to use their language. Now obviously I'm going to have a problem when I get to France because I don't speak French, but so be it, I will have to learn. How do you say comme ci comme ça, or something like that. The food, now this is interesting. They have 3 times a day that they serve food, and it's Spanish time that the food is served in. So if your watch is set to Canadian hours, which is UK, you have to obviously knock an hour off mentally or just reset your watch. I'm not bothering resetting my watch because I'm travelling through Spain and France. It's only an hour ahead, just add an hour on. And the food's good. I'm a vegetarian, so lots of vegetarian options. The only downside I would say is that you have to pay for drinks, water particularly. So I've got these, it's nice water, it's fine, it's fair enough, but it's €2.20 for a bottle, which is 50 centilitres. €2, hang on. That's €1 of water, just drunk. No, maybe 70 cents, just drunk. But I went for breakfast this morning, and I had scrambled eggs and some toast, a couple of boiled eggs. In fact, I've got one here for later. And I had a coffee and some juice and some water, but I got charged for the water. Coffee's a drink, juice is a drink, but I didn't get charged for those because it's included in the habitation, if you like, the room. Which brings me on to another thing. If you are doing the trip and you can afford it, because non-resident rates are quite high, definitely get a room, because I've got all my things laid out here, and I've got my laptop so I can watch some videos, and I can just leave the room and I don't have to worry about anything. Whereas if you're travelling in one of the Pullman seats or regular seat, because I think there's 3 types of passage. There's a regular seat, in other words, you don't have a seat, you just pick a seat anywhere. There's a Pullman seat which reclines, and I think they have USB ports as well. A friend of mine, or rather a customer that's on the boat, has one of those. And then there's rooms. And I've heard, or been told by my customer that I met, that you get a wristband if you're on a Pullman seat, and if you're trying to sleep in a Pullman seat and you don't have a wristband, they actually kick you out, even though the boat's not full. I don't see the point in that. No. Some people have obviously done this trip before, because I was walking past outside on the deck, and I could see one couple had massive rucksacks, big bottle of water, because they know they have to pay for the water on board, big bunch of bananas, lots of snacks and stuff to eat. I'd probably do that next time I come, even if I pay for a room, because I just want access to water. I want a drink, you know. Why not? Because I think it was last night I wanted to go down and get a water, nothing was open, and you can't drink the water in the bathroom. It actually says do not drink, no potable, not portable water, so not drinkable. So that's the boat itself is really good. I don't know how old it is. I've tried finding some history on it. If anyone knows, please post in the comments, because I'm convinced this was never designed as a passenger boat. Maybe it was, maybe it's the Sicilia Limassol. Limassol has something to do with Byzantine Greece, if I recall. So if anyone knows anything about that, the history of the boat specifically, if it was designed as a roll-on roll-off ferry, and if it was always used as that, it just seems that there's a lot of space at the back that has been opened up to accommodate vehicles that may have been used for something else before. So the boat is really nice. The accommodation, fantastic. I mean, what more do you want? You've got beds, a bathroom, and a place to store your things. Staff are great, food's okay. It's not, 5-star Michelin star food, but it is what you want. I do find it. Oh, one other thing. Yes, if you come with a vehicle, like I did last night, I've got a toiletry bag with everything I need in it, and I forgot it. And I went down to reception and I asked if I could go to the car. I knew they'd say no. And they said, no, but the garage is open 3 times a day, and they showed me a sign on the wall. I'd literally missed it by 15 minutes. So I went down this morning because they serve the food 3 times a day, the garage is open 3 times a day. So you just go down to your car and you can take things down or bring things up. And my intention is, you know, tonight, on the last time the garage is open, take down as much as I can to the garage, so I'm not carrying loads of things in the morning, because it is going to be an early start. I believe we land or disembark at 7:30, so I would imagine they're going to, well, that's 7:30 Spanish time, so I would imagine they are going to give us a call around 6:30 to 7 to go down to the vehicles, and then across Spain. That's another 50 cents. That's the Yorkshireman in me. I cannot believe they charge €2.20 for a 50 centilitre bottle of water. That's outrageous. Oh my God. It was true. A friend of mine said, it's a prison boat, you feel like a prisoner. And I suppose to some degree you do, you know, because you're kind of at their behest. You have to buy what they've got on board. I almost bought a tube of Pringles last night. I didn't even check the price. Forget it, Michael. You don't need Pringles. You don't need them. Just get back to your room, settle down to a film, and just relax. So, in summary, good boat, good staff, good food. I would recommend it. I would definitely recommend it over Armas. But if anybody has recent experience of travelling from Spain to the Canary Islands, or the Canary Islands to Spain using, I think it's called Nevera Armas, please let me know. Post in the comments, because I didn't like it the last time I did it, but that was a few years ago. And I've used Fred Olsen for the last few years while I've been travelling, you know, between the Canary Islands to do photography and just visit islands. As a side note, if you ever go to La Gomera, fantastic place, spend a week, it's beautiful. The roads are fantastic for motorbikes. There's lots of places you can pull over and take some views. So that's me done. I'm gonna do a short video on around the outside of the boat where I can get away with some videography. I need to get the microphone out of the car, because you won't hear anything outside because of the wind. See you later, guys.